Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harrison. I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books, and today is the Friday show. So, this is going to be a quick one because I am focusing today on reading, but I wanted to make sure that I was keeping you guys up to date with what's going on, what I've been reading this week, etc., etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through what I've read this week, what I'm reading next week, and then videos this week, videos next week, and then at the end of that, if we have a little bit of time, then we'll go through some other bits and bobs that I've been getting into this week. So, what have I been reading? On Sunday, I finished Winter's Heart by Robert Jordan, book 9 in the Wheel of Time. Next up after that is Crossroads of Twilight, which is the 10th book, the penultimate Jordan book, and the one that most people think is the worst Wheel of Time book. So I guess we'll find out. I'm really interested to see how I feel about that book, knowing that I have liked all the books that are apparently the slog. And I would probably say Lord of Chaos, which is book 6, I think, is like really high in my ranking, and a lot of people hated it. Although it might be because I like Elaine a lot, and Elaine, I have found out, is actually a not very popular character. I thought she was like, looking at her from my viewpoint, she's one of my favourite characters. I kind of thought it was going to be like the same sort of thing, but you know. Anyway, so after I finished Winter's Heart, and the review's already on the channel, so I don't need to go into, what's going on with it and whatnot. I started reading Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. So my library hold just came up literally that day. And I was like, oh, great, I'll start reading this. And then I realised that I was kind of just in the mood for Sanderson stuff after having that chat with Andre a couple of weeks ago. And like, we message back and forth all the time, but we've been messaging back and forward quite a lot about Stormlight stuff. And I was just in the mood for it. So I started the preview chapters for Wind and Truth and shelved Vengeful. I'll probably just pick it straight back up as soon as I've finished Wind and Truth. But yeah, so I have been reading Wind and Truth all week. My Kindle copy unlocked at midnight, which I have been reading today. My physical copy was supposed to be here in time for me to record this video, but it has not arrived. Thank you, Amazon, for your terrible delivery service, as per usual. I've already kind of made a decision that next year I'm not really going to be buying any books, but I am almost definitely going to stop buying from Amazon because I feel like they're just not particularly reliable. And in fact, I'm kind of thinking about convincing my wife to stop buying stuff from Amazon too, so that then we can ditch Amazon Prime, and that's actually a huge saving. But anyway, so I've been reading Wind and Truth. I'm almost finished with part 2, which is the end of the preview chapters. Part 2, day 2. For those who are not aware, this book is set over 10 days. There may be a little bit more at the end or something like that, but it's set over a 10-day period. And instead of previously, where all the Stormlight books have been split into 5 parts, this is split into 10 parts. There's more interludes than usual as well, which is exciting, although the interludes have been a bit shorter. So I'm almost done with day 2. I'm really liking it so far. I'm really enjoying the Szeth and Kaladin stuff, and I'm really, really enjoying how minimal the flashbacks are. I think one of the big problems that I had with Stormlight, the early Stormlight books, and I mean maybe this is just Way of Kings, is that it felt like the flashbacks were like half the book, and they did not need to be that much. I think Way of Kings could honestly, Way of Kings is like a 1,000-page book, right? I reckon Way of Kings could have been like a 600-page book with like 3 flashback chapters instead of 1,000. And I think Oathbringer is really minimal on the flashbacks, and what that means is that each flashback is really impactful because you're seeing the most important moments, not like the most important moments and also some background building up to those moments that you don't really need. But suffice to say, I'm really enjoying Wind and Truth. I think Rhythm of War had a few elements that I just kind of didn't get on board with. I didn't really like the the thing that was going on with Kaladin, to not spoil anyone. What was going on with Kaladin in Rhythm of War, just did not really like reading, didn't really enjoy. And it felt a bit like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right term to describe how I felt, but it kind of felt to me like someone discovering a thing and then being like, I'm going to talk about this all the time. I don't know, with the like therapy stuff like that. I don't know. It wasn't. It's really hard for me to articulate this without giving minor spoilers for these books, and I know that not everyone is up to date. So, what I will say is that so far I'm enjoying this more, like a lot more than Rhythm of War. I read Rhythm of War like in 4 days, 4 or 5 days maybe. I'm really interested to see how quickly I read this one. I have scrapped my original target, so I was planning on trying to read this over the weekend and then post the review on Monday. But I think that my plan is now going to be to skip my Monday review for the first time in a very long time. So what I'm going to be doing is on Monday, I'm going to post the Wandering In video from yesterday that I missed. I just missed it yesterday because I've been so busy with work. I've had 2 events this week, and the person who I basically share workload with one other person. So they manage one half of the business and I manage one half and the other half, and they're leaving. So I now have to take over the entire department until they're replaced, which is not likely to be, is likely to be months away. So what I've got, because work has been quite stressful, everything's kind of fallen by the wayside. So it's basically like work stuff, family stuff, and then if I have time, I'm reading or I'm doing YouTube. And the last 2 days, so Wednesday and Thursday, I just have not had time. And today has been kind of mad as well, because obviously it's been Wind and Truth release day, so I've been trying to like read some of that. I was hoping to finish the preview chapter so I could just start straight away on day 3, but I just could not manage it. Last night was my only like free and clear night to read all evening, and what happened was I had to watch the Superman and Lois finale because that came out earlier this week, and it emotionally messed me up to the point where I couldn't concentrate on reading, because it was like happy, sad, happy, ugly, crying sort of stuff. This was going to be the thing that I was going to talk about at the end of the episode for this week's video. So I won't go into it then. I'll just say now that this show means so much to me, and I am probably going to try and do a video on it. That video will be a ways off because I don't want to cry on camera, and that's probably what I will do if I talk about it now. So reading wise, what am I going to read next after Wind and Truth? So I do actually have one more Sanderson thing to read, which I need to finish off Arcanum Unbounded. So as I went through the Cosmere in 2021, I was reading the Arcanum Unbounded books that were relevant to what I was reading in the rough order I was told to read them by my friend Andre. But I never read Shadows of Self, Sixth of the Dusk, and I never read The Emperor's Soul, which are like the two things that people absolutely rave about. So I would like to read those. I don't know when I'll get to them, I'll be honest with you guys. I also got approved for 2 arcs, well actually like 4 arcs, but 2 that were in my most anticipated for 2025 video. One of those being The Grave Empire by Richard Swan. And that was something that I was incredibly and intensely excited about reading. And I might try and read that this year. I also need to read a Wheel of Time book this month. I was kind of thinking about reading 2, because I was thinking about reading New Spring as well. But honestly, we'll see. I've completely given up on swapping fantasy, sci-fi. However, I have been reliably informed that I will have the next Hybrid Helix book as an arc this month. So that's also extremely exciting. Getting to read Wind and Truth, a Wheel of Time book, and Hybrid Helix, and a new Grave and the new Richard Swan book in the same month would be an incredible way to close out the year. And I do actually have tons of time off in September. It's not September, it's December. I think I finish work on the 18th, and I don't go back until the 7th of January or something insane. So yeah, there's a lot of time for me to read this year. I'll be, obviously be doing lots of family stuff, hang out with the kids and that sort of thing, but there's a lot of time to read. So that will be pretty exciting. What is next to talk about? Video-wise, of course. So I did actually talk a little bit about videos. So Monday was planned to be Stormlight 5 review day, because I was like, well, I can read that in a weekend if I, work hard. But my progress over this week has kind of shown me that I don't have the capacity for that right now. So on Monday will be the Wandering In video from Thursday I missed. Tuesday will be the parts 1 and 2 discussion with Andre. So full spoiler discussion for parts 1 and 2 of Wind and Truth. In an ideal world, the Wind and Truth review will be out on Wednesday. If it's not, I may end up doing the Wandering In video for that week on Wednesday, and then Thursday Wind and Truth. If Thursday I can't get Wind and Truth out either, then next Monday, I will definitely have finished it by next Monday, unless it for some reason turns bad at some point and I'm not enjoying it and I'm making slow progress. I'd be shocked if I have not finished it in 10 days, because I'm already over 200 pages in, I think. Let me look. I wish I had the physical copy. If I go to the old Pageroni, it says I'm on page 265. So I am 21% into the book already. Oh, in fact, I was listening to the audiobook in the car on the way back from work event. So I'm actually further on than this. I don't know how much further. It looks like I'm basically done with day 2. I've got 2 chapters left for day 2. I'm really enjoying the bit that I'm reading right now in day 2. So day 2 has been really good. Day 1 was really good as well, to be honest, and I really enjoyed the interludes. I'm looking forward to seeing where the interludes take us in this book, because I feel like the interludes are a real opportunity for Sanderson to inject a lot of Cosmere connections, and he said that this is the most Cosmere connected book he's written, or at least the most Cosmere connected Stormlight. And so, yeah, that's pretty exciting for me personally. Drop down in the comments, let me know if you're going to be reading Wind and Truth. As I said, I'm going to be doing spoiler discussions on each day of Wind and Truth with my friend Andre, my Cosmere Consigliere, and we'll be recording those in 2-day chunks. So I think our plan is to do each day and the interludes for each day. So the first spoiler discussion, which we're going to record tonight, will be prologue, day 1, interludes 1 and 2, day 2, interludes 3 and 4. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how we're going to be running things. If we don't have time, because we've got a pretty strict recording time limit tonight, if we don't have time to get to interludes 3 and 4, I will switch the programming around. So next time it'll be 3 and 4, day 3, 5 and 6, day 4. Does that make sense? Let me know if you're going to be watching those spoiler discussions. I am considering, I'm tempted to try and do like a live hangout for the full spoiler discussion of the whole book once I've read everything. But really, it'll depend on how much I love the book. So if at any point I start to like fall off, as I said, then I'm not going to want to do like 7 hours worth of videos about it, you know. I want to make sure that my videos are worthwhile for you guys, and that then, you know, that's me talking positively about things that I love. So there you go. That's the video plan. And I actually should have looked this up. I don't know where I am in the Wandering Inn for future episodes this month. I can't remember whether there's 2 or 3 more episodes worth of content left. But yeah, looking forward to reading some more of that as well. So yeah, reading pretty good at the moment. Really enjoying my reading time. And yeah, the new Marvel game came out today that I might play, Marvel Rivals. It's like a competitive 5-on-5 shooter game. So that could be really good. I'm probably just going to see if friends of mine want to play it with me, and if they do, maybe we'll get some games in. Anything else that I needed to run through with you guys? Not sure. Well, let's end the video there anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's. I hope you're enjoying Wind and Truth. If you are reading, great for the Kindle to turn itself on then. Love it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Comment down below. Let me know what you're reading. If you're not reading Wind and Truth, I'm not going to be upset with you. Just let me know. I always want to find more stuff to add to my TBR. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please join the community. Hit that subscribe button, and I will speak to you on Monday. Goodbye.